Чути?
Так, чути і видно.
Чути.
Добре. Дивіться, я почну, тому що почну на українській мові. Ігор потім на англійській може коментувати. То для тих, кому складно ще з англійською, то я почну на українській мові. Дивіться, яка є пропозиція від Ігоря. І від, це можна сказати, від спільна пропозиція також від спільної справи IT-компанії. Тому що в них був
дуже добре.
так.
Доброго дня всім.
Я можу говорити, що це як той продукт від спільної справи, так, про перекладу?
Ну, так. Угу.
Так.
Ми будемо робити це разом з ними, тому можна...
Ага, окей. Так, то дивіться, є софтвер, так, тобто програмний продукт навчальний. Якраз на минулому занятті я вам, коли проводив лекцію, казав, що зараз онлайн навчальні ресурси з підключенням штучного інтелекту – це тренд. То ось був в IT-компанії, спільна справа був софтвер розроблений якраз educational software по навчанню, і є пропозиція, що вони готові дати його для команд, щоб ті розвивали, під'єднали до нього Generative AI і створили власні курси і пробували продавати одразу, тобто одразу клієнтів, пропонувати там вузи і так далі, тобто розвивати його як свій продукт. І тому пропонується, і ми можемо зробити декілька команд на цьому. Можемо, наприклад, зробити, що одна команда буде там курси програмування, да, зробить з Generative AI на базі цієї платформи курси програмування. Інша зробить, але це зараз досить банально, всі в програмування. А інша, наприклад, зробить математику, курси математики з Generative AI. І інша команда може взяти щось інше, можливо, інша пропозиція буде. І тобто таким чином, щоб ви вже мали готовий продукт і плюс виходили з готовим рішенням, і щоб оцей період, коли ви знайдете перших клієнтів, зменшити його тривалість, щоб ви могли одразу на реальному прикладі вчитися. Ось така пропозиція. І ще є, це одна пропозиція, подумайте. І тут ми готові, як пропонуємо, щоб був тім-лід, і навколо нього об'єднувалися інші бажаючі. Тобто подумайте, чи ви готові бути в такій команді по цьому educational software product з Generative AI тім-лідом, або ви готові якусь роль виконувати там, дизайнер, маркетолог, менеджер і так далі. Ось це одна пропозиція. І інша пропозиція – це Ігор також пропонує застосовувати Generative AI до інших сфер, а конкретно до бізнесів у Вінниці. Тобто, перше, це зробити аналіз, які ніші бізнесу популярні конкретно в Вінниці. І, вибравши цей напрямок, встановити контакт з цим бізнесом, як я на минулому занятті вам казав, взяти в нього анкету, зробити опитування, і потім розробити solution, тобто рішення з Generative AI для цього бізнесу. Тому що навряд чи зараз в Вінниці вже є готові рішення в бізнесі Generative AI. Він набирає обертів, зараз це тренд, але я впевнений, що в Вінниці багато успішних бізнесів, які ще його не застосовують. І тому така от пропозиція, щоб одразу вийти на потенційного клієнта стартапу і запропонувати йому рішення, знову ж таки, з Generative AI. І для цього потрібні різні люди, і може бути програмісти, а можуть бути ті, люди, які, наприклад, будуть аналізувати цей ринок бізнесу в Вінниці, які підуть, зроблять опитування цього клієнта, які будуть формувати команду і так далі. Тобто, знову ж таки, різні ролі. І знову ж таки потрібна буде роль тімліда, людина, яка би організовувала це все, була би таким зв'язківцем і рушійною силою. Тому є ось таких дві пропозиції тем конкретних. І тому прохання до вас, кого це зацікавило, то звернутися. В мене є вже певні ідеї щодо того, хто би міг бути цими тімлідами. Я напишу в нашій групі Telegram, і можна буде до них додаватися. Або ви можете написати, що ви хотіли би почати самостійно якийсь напрямок. Ось такі дві ідеї. Так.
Окей. Сергій, дякуємо. Дякую. Так, то this is an idea, so actually I'll continue in English. So maybe I will add some more, describe maybe in more details what actually Sergey now said. I said him during our last conversation that once we listen to you, to people who has some ideas, to have some ideas for startups. So it's quite limited number of teams with their own ideas, and actually we have much more participants in our startup school than the people with the ideas for their own startup. So all we need just to join to these guys to establish these teams, or we can to find some new way how to involve you in the study process from one side, and from one side that you will get enough experience during the study process here in our startup school. So actually I came with this idea, and Sergey supports me. The first one, we have some product which we actually developed recently, several years ago. This product was basically built for English studying, the potential customers, clients. And now, because of general AI and because AI and the ChatGPT and the other tools which today erased, and they continue to be more and more successful used, and a lot of people try to use that. So I think about the idea that actually we can take the basic which we already built and try to to upgrade this software to be like I call it study mentor. Because think about that, we have some platform which actually through AI, for example, know everything about the course in physics or chemistry or other university. And actually the student can just start communicate with this body, okay, with this mentor, about this specific course, and actually get from this interface to get the answers for the questions they have, or maybe ask some suggestions, or maybe to ask for help, and so on. And today, because actually AI is going to develop very strong, so the interface, it can be like a chat in the beginning, but tomorrow it will be voice voice to text or text to voice to text, and after tomorrow it can be like avatar, which will communicate with the student, with somebody in online. Because, for example, one of the companies we work today with them, they provide the delay like 2 seconds between asking the question and getting the answers. Okay, and the 2 questions not through the chat, it's already with a communication avatar, which they transfer the text to voice, and the voice actually can avatar can support this communication, okay, online communication. So I think it can be interesting direction, and in this case we say, okay, we want to develop this platform, but this platform can be also implemented, for example, like testing to do that in the Vinnitza, yeah, okay, in your university. And once we have our startup school, so in this case we actually to work in this project, it can be also good study, okay, because we will need to do some validation of the problem. We'll need to do the go-to-market, to build some go-to-market strategy, to find the right customers, to talk with them, to implement this solution, and to do the business. Because in the end, it's not only technology. This is a business-oriented. Startup is about business, not just about the product. Okay, so it's one our proposal, and here we want to establish, several groups which will be able to work maybe in different direction. As Sergey said, maybe we'll take the course for programming, or maybe one other. And actually, once we will create this team, and we'll start to create the customer validation, and we will understand especially who are potential customer and what value, and how we can provide this value to this potential customer, what the business model, okay, who will pay for it, how we can get maybe some, how we can get good cooperation with the key cooperation partners like university. Maybe once we will be able to go to the university and to talk with them and get support from university and get for them the materials, for example. So after that, it will be much more easy to us to promote it as a common solution with the university to the students, and the students will get this mentor assistant, study assistant, study assistant, which will be able, after that, for example, after 1 semester, so 2 semester, we will see who actually work with this assistant, virtual assistant, AI assistants, can increase to improve their essays, their assignments, and and their marks in the exams, and and all of the study process. So this is one direction, and I'll be happy to see who will want, to be part of this direction, and we will establish like a team, like 3-4 guys to work together. It will be like startup project. This is the first one. The second one is also very important, I think, in the upcoming years. And especially it's also related to AI, but it's not mean that solution will come from AI, but AI will allow us to do this process. Actually, I came with the idea that today, if we see, and we try to analyze the life of the startup. So as a rule, it's okay. In some case, somebody from one of the founders just thought about idea, maybe he thought about some problem, and to solve this problem, he came with some solution. And after that, we know this process. Let's try some kind of MVP, minimum viable product, some prototype, to build the team, and trying to go with this to build the solution, go to the customers, to check with them, get feedback, to do some, some improvements of the products, and step by step, through the iteration, we can get to some working product with some working business model, and our company will be success. But there are a lot of on this way, there are a lot of uncertainty, because unpredictable, because people don't know really if it will work, if it's not will work. Maybe the product will work, but the customer will not accept it because business model, because the price, or because they not really have this problem, and so on. So there are a lot of uncertainty in the process of development startup, especially if we want to build success startup. So I came with the idea, okay, let's start, from the customer point of view, and how actually I can see that. And from the customer point of view, and here I say, let's see the businesses as a potential customer. So in this structure, it's a bit more B2B business model, not B2C, because business B2C, it's mean business to consumer. Is like, okay, the people like us, which actually can buy some product and use it for themselves. And the challenge in B2C market, especially today, it's how to get and how to buy the big amount of the customers which will use your product. And if we'll try to see, for example, on financial and the money which startup trying to bring, if it's in B2C, so it's like quarter of the amount of the money. It's going to the development of the product, but like more than half, through a third of the money, of the budget, as a rule, is going to the marketing, business activities, and to find the customers, to bring the traffic, and so on. So if you're going to B2B solution, it's easy. For example, it's a little harder to get these guys, but once we work and we bring the solution for B2B, so in this case, after that, to scale it will be much easier, because you actually, once you provide solution for owners of the restaurant, so you have additional 20 restaurants, so you can go to the additional restaurant saying, okay, we already work with the restaurant X, and now this restaurant X already benefits from our product, from our solution. It's increased his revenue, or customer satisfied, or other problem which this owner of the business had. So now it's much more easy for us actually to promote to other person from this segment this solution, because the solution already approved by somebody. Okay. And also, if we talk about the investors, so investors they like more a B2B solution, because the possibility of the business to pay about the solution of the product is much more higher than just consumers. The consumers, the numbers can play, but to get to the big numbers, you need a lot of reasons why these users will use this product, in high demand. So the idea was to analyze the local, Ukrainian market. In this case, it can be Vinnitza, yeah. And recognize some very dedicated segments of businesses, which we can check from the point of the problems and needs what they have. And once we understand what problems and needs they have, and once we will do the validation with the representatives of these segments, like personas of these segments. So in this case, for us will be much more easier after that to bring the right solution for them. And once we bring right solution for, you know, for these businesses, and these businesses start to use this product or this solution, for us as for startup, which will be much more easier to go to the others representatives on this segment, okay, saying, okay, we have solution for X, so it will be good, also good for Y. And in this case, we can just to go to the market in much less effort with you know with the big with the possibility to succeed more than just let's create something, and after that we'll go to trying to find who is the customers and if they will like it or not like it. So in this case, the you know how we can do that. So for example, for the next our meeting, we will prepare in advance. We'll prepare, for example, list for 10 potential customer segments, businesses, yeah, and we'll try to analyze it and say, okay, so and if just for you know for example, so one of the business segments, it's a restaurant. So who is a business is a restaurant, who is a you know owner of the restaurant, or maybe manager of the restaurant. It's the person with whom we will want you know to communicate and to do some kind of interview. What kind of interview I will go into explain. After that, it can be, I don't know, it can be insurance company, it can be it can be stores, it can be other others, you know, verticals of the business which already you have, and this is working businesses, okay? So how I can see we can reach them, and how I can see we can attract them in the way which will be easy for us and will be acceptable for them. So idea was just let's use ChatGPT, let's use AI to analyze the specific segment, okay, business segment, from point of view of the problems, needs, or opportunities do they have from AI point of view, okay? So actually AI today, ChatGPT allow me just, you know, to put in the prompt saying, okay, please act as a business analyzing company which want to analyze the insurance companies, okay, and try to analyze what the problems, what they need, these insurance companies will meet in upcoming years because of the change of technology, because of AI, because you know other uncertainty in the market, because maybe change some behavior of potential customers. So actually, I can ask AI to bring me to analyze, to play, you know, to play the role of business analyst, analytic, which can analyze, you know, some vertical of the business. So once we have from AI these prompts, and once we have from them the answers, for us it's after that will be much more easy, you know, to understand it, to read it. And once we have this data, we can after that, you know, to just trying to establish connection with representatives, with personas of this segment, okay, just to go, for example, some manager or somebody in C-level or directors or owners on this insurance company saying, okay, we wanted just to ask you some advice. We want to ask you that you will help us to analyze this sector. Why? Because actually AI think that you as a business will meet, you know, will meet these challenges or these problems in upcoming years, or maybe some of them you already have in, you know, in your business. So it's not like to come to somebody and say, okay, talk me about your problems and needs. Because as a rule, people don't want, to talk about their problems and needs. If you're going to somebody say, well, how do you feel? Say, okay, I'm great. It's like, it's a part of our, of our image. We everything is okay for us. Okay, so it's like not just showing that something wrong with us. But if we will come, I think if we will come to, to talk with these persons and say, look, I think that you have this and this and these problems, and maybe once we'll recognize that you really have this problem, and not only you, actually AI talk about the segment, AI talk about the, the some business vertical. So if you as a restaurant have these problems and challenges, so maybe other restaurants, like in 80% of other restaurants, also have these problems and these challenges. And once we will understand that it's really they have this, these problems, and we will get some validation from, from representatives of this segment. For us, after that, will be much more easy to think about the solution, because once you have the validated problems or challenges, it's much more easy for us to think about the solution with just, suit and close the current problem. And in this case, these representatives of this persona from this vertical, it can play with us, as a design partner. So actually we can start to create first version of the product for him, for its cost, for their business. So they can play for us like to be design partners. It's right. It's one. The second one, we also, and they call it like enterprise. Enterprise is the company. Enterprise is an angel. We actually can provide to this company some percentages, some shares of our new startup, saying, look, actually we can create for you a solution and for the problem which you have, because you talk with us. So actually you can say us exactly what the problem you have. Once we have the solution, we can bring the solution and we'll try like to do test on your, in your business, in your, in your company. So in this case, it's good for you because actually with our solution, you can improve your business. You can create efficiency, innovation. You can do something which will help you to manage your business or to do it in a more efficient way. So it's good for you. Yes, it's good for you. Good for you. Yeah. But look, actually, we'll try to see you as a persona, but in much more widely, widely environment. What does it mean, this widely environment? It's mean that you as an insurance company, we have others insurance companies, and not only in, in Vinnitza and Ukraine, we also can see insurance company in Germany, in Europe, in Canada, in Australia. And it looks like because this vertical, the companies in other locations mostly, will have same problem and needs, because it's not only your local problems and needs, it's like something more widely. And now, once we will create the solution, which will you use for, to compete maybe with local competitors in your local market, and it will bring you some efficiency innovation. So in this case, once it will work in your company, we can take this solution and bring in to the other similar companies, like similar customers in other location. And you as a company, as enterprise, because you have some shares, you have some shares in our company, so you will be able to benefit from income from other companies which will buy this product, which will buy this solution, but you will be able to benefit from income which startup will get, okay, but because you have some percentages in this startup, so you as a business, you also will be able to benefit from it. And this is like something like new approach, because in this case, enterprise can build with a startup, solution for their needs, okay, to run the business, and I can see it as a efficiency innovation. But from other sides, actually providing this solution not only to this one customer, to provide it to much more wider number of customers, which actually, like the first one, can bring first we actually to provide the solution, say, look, we're already a company which use this solution, okay, so it's much easier after that to new customers to accept it, because somebody already use it. And this is like to reduce the level on uncertainty and risk, because somebody already use it and benefits from, to use this solution and product, from one side. From other side, actually this business can just generate additional revenue through the income from this startup. So this is a strategy. So this is the idea. And actually, I want that we will check it, in real, in real life, as I said, through our startup school. So we will be able to do some analysis on the market, and we will, we'll work with Serhiy, and maybe, with you guys, we'll try it, and this will be like homework. Yeah, so we will try to understand what kind of verticals of the local businesses we will be. The reason, in the Vinnitza, it will be quite easy to get to them, because in this case we can talk with some municipality, with the university, in the business networks, which actually can do the introduction, saying, okay, so we want that from startup school, our students will come to you and, and to ask you for some questions, some kind of interview, but to come with this kind of AI prepared questionnaire, okay, or actually not only questionnaire the problems and needs, because once you come to some, to the business saying, okay, we asked AI, and AI actually spotted some problem and needs you have, let's check it if it's real, okay, if it's not hallucination from the AI point of view, and that it's really real. So it will be much more easy to, to start the communication with this business, and instead come saying, okay, guys, we want to ask you some questions, we do some, some research, because people don't have enough time just to asking, to answer to your questions. But if you'll come with something new, something special from AI point of view, and to check if it's really AI recognizes problems and needs, so maybe, and when we talk about the future, we're not just talking about yesterday, but from today and future. So it's also a good point when we just came to the business and start, to help them to understand maybe future challenges which will be in this segment. So in this case, it will be much more easier to establish communication. So from you, it will be interesting work to do, because it's real people, it's real business networking with whom we will need, to meet, to discuss, to understand, and actually to try to recognize it. So if, for example, you came and say, okay, we think you have like maybe 5 or 10 problems and needs, and they say, no, we don't have these and these and these and these, everything is okay with that. So maybe you will ask, maybe you have something that we not mentioned. Okay, we don't have nothing. Okay, thank you very much. It's okay, okay. thank you very much. We will go to other meetings. And this is also very important because, for example, if these customers not really feel the needs, not really feel the problems, and so they will not be early adopters. They will not be inventors' customers. And this is also very important to understand that if we'll try to see the split of the whole customers, so it's divided to several groups. So one of the group, it's a small number of it's small percentages of whole segment is inventors. It's the people which are looking for new solutions because they feel the problems and needs is like sixth sense in their head. They will try they want to predict that what will happen tomorrow. So this is inventors. Early adopters is like 15, maybe additional 10%. So mostly like 15% is like early adopters which are open to accept something new, and 85% is late adopters, and these late adopters will accept or will use a new product only if this 15% will accept it and will use it. And actually, as I said, this 85% of the potential customers, they're looking actually not for new features or new product with the new features, because new features sometimes you scare them. They're afraid from something new because it's like their nature. Because they're late adopters, they want to use something that already other guys or other customers, our personas used, and and it's okay. So in this case, once we will get reject from the customer saying, okay, we don't have the problems and needs, okay, no problem. We can go to the other one, maybe in this segment. Or after that, if we'll try with several representatives of this business segment, and we got just rejected, nothing, it's there are no problem. They not feel it. Okay, no problem. We can go to the second vertical. Instead of insurance company, we can go, I don't know, to the auto car, fixing businesses. So and this is what I actually say. It can be quite interesting for you, I think, because it's like analyze the possibilities, analyze the problems and needs which can be found on the market. And once we have these problems and needs validated, this will be much more easier for us to go after that to find the solution. To find the solution, maybe you start to think about the solution, say, okay, once we have the problem, we can create some kind of solution from one side. From other sides, if we don't have solution, we can organize some kind of hackathon. Okay, we can just to bring the several, some teams and say, okay, this is a potential customer, this is a persona, they have these problems. Okay, let's try to find some solution. The best solution will win in some prize, and mostly this team will be able to build this solution together with this representative of this segment, and after that to create the startup. So this is maybe I described a little widely, but this is second part which we will want to promote through our startup school. So to conclude, as I said, the first one, I want that we'll create several teams which and I talk about, in addition to the teams which have their own idea with they want to build their own product. It's one part of our startup school guys. Okay, you have the idea, we have some team, and we will do the validation process, and also we will continue to support you to create your own product for your own startup. But because we had quite big number of people which don't have their own idea today for the startup, so the second one is really to create several teams will take this educational tool which already created, but we're going to update it. It will be like, you know, updated version of this site, okay? And our goal is to create, as I said, some kind of learner mentor or study mentor, okay? And here it will be good if we have, let's say, maybe two or three teams which will be able to work, you know, from one side together, but from other side it's just to go to different direction, and we maybe start from programming, or maybe other theme in the university. And the third one, as I said, it's just to go to some vertical of the business, to analyze them and to get the answer, and to build from these answers, you know, future startups. It's like three direction, which the main aim of this three direction is just to, during our startup school, to get the tools, to get the knowledge, to do the practice, how to start and how to build in the right way startup. And from other side, it's also to enjoy of the process, you know, of creating something. So till now, it's okay. And maybe we have some questions about this proposal. That actually I explain now. So
Можливо, їм потрібен ще час подумати, але тут є ще таке одне прохання. Під'єднався нова людина з своїм стартапом, Андрій Рикачевський. Він попросив, він хотів звалідувати свою ідею, чи він міг би з нею виступити на стартап-школі. Чи можна, щоб він зараз виступив?
да, давайте.
Да?
Да.
Так, Андрій Рикачевський, ви готові презентувати чи розказати?
Так, я готовий розказати.
Добре,
Андрій.
будь ласка.
Отже, я зараз розробляю застосунок. Це застосунок-асистент, який би допомагав людям автоматизувати їхні рутинні справи. Рутинні справи — це я маю на увазі планувати маршрут або планувати, коли вони хочуть виходити з дому. Тобто, якщо, наприклад, якщо я зараз планую в університеті бути о 9 годині, то додаток сам вирішує, коли мені краще вийти, і мені говорять за 10 хвилин, щоб я перевірив це все, чи я все зібрав і був готовий до виходу. Також він був би цікавий, тому що цей асистент, він допомагає комунікувати з іншими людьми, оскільки дуже часто, якщо дві людини хочуть зустрітись, то існує проблема в тому, що дуже багато часу вони можуть витратити на те, щоб просто знайти вільний час в одне одного. Це питання вирішує додаток, він сам знайде вільний час у кожної зі сторін цієї зустрічі і запропонує учасникам цей час. Також, якщо ми говоримо про бізнес, то він може бути цікавий, оскільки існує багато малих бізнесів, таких як там перукарня чи майстерня, наприклад. Він був цікавий, тому що малий бізнес зазвичай, якщо ми говоримо, наприклад, про перукарні, вони записують своїх клієнтів самі. Тобто дзвонить користувач, і тоді вони вже записують, вони дивляться, чи є в них вільний час, і записують на цей день. Додаток, він би це все робив сам. Тобто людина просто відправляла б запит до цієї перукарні і отримувала або підтвердження свого запису, або найближчий час, коли вона могла б записатися. Також, якщо так подумати, можна зробити, аби, наприклад, там через місяць додаток писав, що так і так, можна ще раз постригтися, потрібно ще раз постригтися. Чи запланувати це на майбутнє. Також багато зараз є проблема в тому, що люди, вони стали більш такими багато ледарів, багато прокрастинації. Тому в цьому додатку буде використовуватися така сама система, як в іграх. Тобто в іграх, чому люди грають в них і чому вони заохочуються ними, тому що вони бачать свій прогрес. Тобто зразу видно, є якась задача, вони її вирішують, і вони за цю задачу щось отримують. От. Я пропоную такий самий метод використовувати в плануванні дня, і аби за кожен прогрес, або якщо була висока продуктивність, багато виконаних задач, щоб людині видавалася якась нагорода. Ось. Також, якщо це можна було б зробити, аби наприклад, для пацієнтів можна було б брати з такої системи, як Elix, можна було б брати рецепти, і тоді людина могла б відображалося, що їй потрібно прийняти ліки. Бо часто люди це забувають зробити. Оскільки це вже входить в рутину і не завжди згадуєш про це. Ось. Такий от додаток.
No, it's a lot of functionality. So let's say people will, you know, will discuss it with you. Сергій, що ти
Так.
думаєш?
Так. Так. Щоб люди обговорили цю ідею?
Так. Що вони думають? Ви з одного боку, а з другого боку, що ви думаєте, який мінімальний функціонал можна було б зробити в цьому додатку для того, щоб вивести першу версію на користувачів, for the customers? Okay.
Я думаю, найменший функціонал, який можна зробити, це просто, аби він знаходив час, вільний час. У мене є зараз готовий прототип, але він поки працює лише з одним користувачем. Тобто сам користувач у себе може не знайти вільний час. Але цей функціонал можна трошки розширити, і це буде перша вже як серійна модель моя.
А вільний час, звідки він бере цю інформацію?
Ну, дивіться, якщо ми беремо інформацію, користувач створює задачу, і ця задача зберігається на сервері. Коли користувач хоче знайти вільний час, якщо програма знаходить, що в нього запланований час, він пересікається з якимось вже запланованим, тобто вже зайнятих, він йому пропонує вільний час. Тобто він фільтрує цей масив і перетворює його в задачу у вільний час.
Ну, то, що сьогодні люди will use a calendar, yeah? Other things which already manage their, scheduler, how you actually to differentiate yourself against the current solution? Because everybody, I think mostly people use calendar, or maybe you say maybe calendar is for like all people, to go to the calendar to do some, to manage yourself. So maybe we'll need to upgrade our calendar to maybe some most friendly interface, which actually will manage it for us in better UI UX way. Maybe this is your proposal here.
Ну, дивіться, в календарі, це по суті просто to-do list входить. Тобто ми запланували якусь задачу, і вона колись десь буде.
У календарі.
Так, в календарі.
Так.
І нам просто прийде сповіщення, що так і так, за день, наприклад, чи за 5 хвилин до цієї задачі, нам прийде сповіщення, що в нас є така задача. В своєму to-do-лісті я пропоную ще теж, перше, це те, що додавати інших людей. Це можна сказати, це чимось схоже на Google календар, певно. Ось. Але при цьому, якщо між задачами є якась відстань, тобто, наприклад, у нас одна задача в університеті, а інша задача там, не знаю, десь біля міськради, то додаток він зразу запланує, що оцей от час між задачами, оцей от проміжуток часу, що ми маємо їхати між університетом і міськрадою, він його запланує вже як зайнятий. Або якщо він буде бачити, що в нас є якась задача ще поряд, він нам її запропонує теж виконати, аби звільнити час в майбутньому.
So maybe, I'll just think about that. So maybe in the look, actually, if you want to go and to build the whole solution from the scratch, it means you need to support all of this functionality, which today, the standard calendars propose to their customers. So maybe in this case, it can be like some add-ons which can analyze, for example, Google Calendar or other calendars, and provide more sufficient or more efficient way, or maybe more intelligent way to analyze it and to propose, some solution. As I say, for example, if I use Google Calendar, and they have your assistant, which can optimize my busy and my free time, so maybe I can just ask him that he will analyze my calendar, because in my calendar, for example, it's not only mine, because in this calendar I have my customers, my business partners, which actually invite me to the meetings, I invite them to the meetings. So it's something that actually not belongs only to me. It belongs, to several people which manage it together. But maybe in this case, once this application can analyze my scheduler, my calendar, and ask, actually, if I ask him, look, what is the best way that I'll go, to the gym in this week? So he said, look, it looks like it will be cool if you'll go on Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yes, because you don't have the course, lecture, startup school, and so you have these slots. But from other sides, if you're going to the gym, you're like day after day, so maybe it will be not good for you, and you will need to just relax, to build your muscles, and not just to go to the second. So maybe next day just go out and walk. So to provide some kind of smart intelligence advisor, which will be able to do that, like a smart level of analyzing and suggestions what to do, but maybe not just trying, to build the tool from the scratch, that you need to implement a lot of functionality, classical, which already done, and a lot of people already there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Maybe just to add like smart assistant level, which will be able to connect to the current scheduling solution and to analyze it and provide more efficient and more good way to manage the time.
Якщо я не все точно зрозумів, але якщо я правильно зрозумів, ви говорите про те, щоб зробити, щоб він просто аналізував, наприклад, вже існуючий Google календар.
Я вибачаюсь, давайте я вам перекладу одразу. Ідея в тому, що те, що ви хочете будувати з нуля, все, це дуже багато, це мес, так? І дуже багато роботи і складнощів. А якби зробити його як add-on, як додаток до існуючих, наприклад, до того самого Google календаря, як software add-on, да, не independent software tool, а add-on. І, наприклад, щоб людина могла інсталювати цей add-on в свій Google календар, і він аналізував Google календар людини, розклад її, і давав їй розумні рішення на основі того, що він прочитав в цьому Google календарі. Наприклад, що якщо людина потребує, щоб їй знайшли час для жиму, то він запропонував там 2 або 3 дня, да? Бо знайшов вільні слоти. Тобто розумне рішення, не так, що він знайшов всі вільні слоти і заповнив їх жимами, а щоб він видавав якби розумні рішення, логічні, які були б для людини добрими. От такий, тобто, ну, пропозиція, щоб як add-on, це буде простіше, легше, і він буде розумний add-on, тобто розумний шар до чогось. І можна не тільки до Google календаря, а до чогось іншого. Тобто розумний аналайзер, добре, не шар, а розумний аналайзер вільного часу.
Smart assistant, smart assistant, as Sergey said, I think it will be more, it's going to be more acceptable. People will accept it because, as I said, it's sometimes the problem is not to create the product, okay? Sometimes the problem that the people will start to use this product, start to use and pay, you know, because it's also business model and so on. So in this case, somebody already invested millions of dollars just to promote that you need to use your calendar, okay? And sometimes it's not only use this calendar, other people use this calendar, and it's also bring you to use this calendar. Because if, for example, we did the meeting now in startup school, so I just invited Sergey and sent the invitation. So if Sergey will not use Google Calendar, so I will not be able to send him. So this is where customers and a lot of companies already build this kind of relationship between people, where customers already, you know, in some cohorts, you know, in some places, they're already there. So take them out, it's very hard. It's like to create new kind of calendar where Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook, and others already have millions of the customers, and to bring them out to new kind of smart calendar, it will be very, very hard. And also money intensive, because you need to buy the attentions to bring them out from what they already use. But to allow them to upgrade yourself with some kind of AI, and we will back to the AI, because today it's like paradigm shift, that a lot of current solution will be upgraded and will be updated with some smart AI features. So maybe in this case, you say, okay, we will going to build this add-on, we're going to build some, you know, smart analyze, because it can be some kind of application in smartphone, okay, which actually will connect to Google Calendar through the API, and you will get the permission access to your Google Calendar, and this application, you know, will analyze it, and maybe he will ask you, just tell me what you want to do, what you want to schedule, and I will understand what you actually want to say, and I will go to put in the Google Calendar, you know, for you to write it inside. But also maybe I will find for you, you know, free time for vacation or going to gym or other stuff. And I think in this case, it's your effort to create something that will serve the big number of people, of potential customers, without, you know, pressing them to change their behavior. It's like a great behavior not to change, because if I'll use Google Calendars, for me it will be very hard to go to the, to the new calendar, start to use it, because I already have a lot of history inside. Okay, but to provide me some kind of smart solution, which will help me, to use it in more efficient way, in more smart way, why not? Okay, so I think this is a very important point, and not just for your application. It's actually I describe it in very details to all our class, because it's state of mind how to create something new and bring to the market. Once it's let's to create something from the scratch, it's something new, and to bring to the market and try to bring the customers. And second ones, let's see what they already have in the market, and maybe we'll in the first version we'll just we'll write on current solution, but step by step we'll be able maybe to bring more and more features inside, and maybe it will tomorrow people will say, why I need go to Google Calendar? I already used in your assistant, calendar assistant, smart calendar assistant. I already used for 2 years, and actually you took all the data of this user in your database, and actually you clone it to your database. So I don't need now Google Calendar. So maybe my interface will continue to be only with your smart calendar, but this will be good enough for me. So in this case, it's like transformation to take the customers and support them in their solution which they use today, but step by step to bring them more and more related to your solution, but not just to bring a new, fresh, and say let's try to bring the customer to use on some on features which already they use in another product. It's hard to move customers from one product to other product. They're not really or your solution should be very, very extremely good, and something like virality that everybody will want to use it. As a rule, it's revolutionary shifts. It's like ChatGPT, for example. The people they got millions of the people in weeks, because it was so exciting. And actually, I first and ChatGPT I got from my son. After I got from my colleague, and maybe in this week I already they talk about in TVs in some program about the tag that something happened. So once I got it, and after my son actually talking about ChatGPT, I not really went ask it try to find them to set up it. No, okay. But once I heard about that in 1 week, from 3 different locations, I say, okay, come on, it's something very interesting. It looks something very interesting and very important, because different people just talk me about that, in so short time. So so it's happened, but regularly, it's like, okay, let's use what we already have and trying to add some additional features, and these additional features will help us to go to market in easy way, and maybe we will be able to save the money instead to go and trying to buy the customers, just to provide them something that is just to to improve their feeling on the current product with our add-ons. Okay, with our this servicial level, smart level. Okay?
Тобто краще створювати зараз не додаток, а просто як надстойку до вже чогось існуючого, правильно?
Ні. Ігор казав, що воно може бути як мобільний додаток окремий, просто що він взаємодіяв з існуючими через API. Зараз більшість програмних продуктів вони мають свої API. Напевне, той самий календар і в смартфонах, і Google календар, він має свій API. І, наприклад, ви казали, що у вас вже є мобільний додаток, то нічого не заважає вам додати функціонал, який буде взаємодіяти з API посторонніх інших додатків, чи Google календаря, наприклад.
Так, я от планував робити ось це планування маршруту якраз таки за допомогою Google Maps API. Тобто,
Ну, от,
аби
це маршрут, також календар, також є там IP. And actually this, look, once you can connect to the different usable, useful application of systems, so you start to be much more widely with more functionality, in quite easy way. For example, if you now connect to the Google Calendar, and that will provide the permission to your application, and your application will go and now to analyze, for example, will analyze my events, okay, and my meetings in last year, and now bring me to some dashboard, in some statistics. Oh, you have free time, you have busy time, and now it's quite will be, I think, can be quite interesting today and maybe in this case you can catch the potential customers. For example, you say, okay, just download this application, go connect it to your Google account, go to your Google Calendar, and this application will analyze your data. It will provide it in some dashboard, okay, with some information. And now you can through application, and it's quite easy, I think, to do. And this, once, for example, I can analyze it, and maybe I can send it to all my friends. So look, guys, this is an interesting solution. Just to provide you with whom you meet during the last year, how many hours you spend for study, how many hours you spend for the gym, how many hours you spend there. And it's something that it can be, and this is in a good, like a dashboard. That's something can be quite interesting. But once you, for example, you have 10K downloads, and to bring, like, based on this, analyzing your behavior, in the last year, we can help you to do in the upcoming year to do it more efficiency, and you can use this and these features. This will be, wow, it's a great. So why not to use this feature? Why not to use it? But you already have this database of 10K users, which you can buy, let's say, in quite easy way, because you just connect yourself to something that you already use. But without that, you just need to go to them, to each of these 10K users, trying to say, okay, we have a calendar with this feature, it's good, it's to work, and this will work better than Google Calendar, and so and so and so. So, and it is quite hard to do. Okay?
Так, ви зрозуміли, чи ще щось перекласти?
Ну, я, здається, зрозумів. Просто, що потрібно зробити, як об'єднати кілька додатків to-do, наприклад, через API, і вже за допомогою них, якби,
Так, да.
використовувати їхню юзерну базу вже. Базу
Да,
користувачів.
тому що це найлегший шлях користувачів здобути. Да. Тому що у вас є готові ком'юніті користувачів цих додатків, і ви їх найлегший спосіб їх отримати. Тобто ви їх як за допомогою цього додаткового додатку, шару отримуєте собі. Тобто і ви можете залишити його як мобільний додаток. Да. І, ну, тобто, чудова ідея. І ще Ігор запропонував, що можливо зробити його у вигляді якогось дашборду, на якому б можна було ще дивитися історію, що людина робила, наприклад, за минулий раз, скільки вона була в джимі, скільки вона разів читала, скільки в неї було мітінгів. Такий функціонал думали?
Так, я думаю над таким функціоналом, але просто, що на перший час, ну, якби, як в першій версії, поки його ще не планували. Загалом, якщо так подумати, асистент, він має доволі таки розширювані можливості. І навіть якщо так пофантазувати вже надалі, то можна було б навіть зробити, щоб, наприклад, коли ми відправляємося кудись там в Київ чи на якусь зустріч в інше місто, аби він нам навіть пропонував, можливо, якісь рейси там поїздом чи літаком. Або ми могли вибрати, наприклад, якщо подорожуємо по місту, щоб він нам замовив таксі. Ну, тобто, за допомогою
Ну,
IP ми можемо багато зробити.
Yeah, yes, but you know, it's by the way, today when you know, when people analyze what the trends which will be developed in in the coming years, so this kind of smart assistant, which will help us to to solve a lot of day by day duties, it's really something in the trend. And I think you're not alone who was thinking about that. There's other companies as well. But I think once you will start to do with the calendar and to provide to provide some features which really help to the customers to to manage the day-by-day activities, after that you will be able, once you sit on the on the user's duties, on user scheduler, okay? So after that is you can help them to do optimization through what do you want, okay? But we need to start for something, and I think it's a good idea to start it from calendar as well, as I said. And check the API, check how you can how you can connect to the current calendar-oriented platforms, and from there I think it's really much more easier for you also to present it to investors, to present to potential customers, and get your database of the customers in much more efficient way, instead just to pay for the advertisement, just to get them to be inside. Look, for example, we started talking about the smart mentor, study mentor. But for example, if you put in your calendar, in your application, just to put the scheduler or in the university on all of the lectures which already university have, and everybody who just download your application already just put, okay, I from computer science second year, get boom in his calendar. Your application just put all of the lectures which you can get from the university, and maybe in some in some centric way, okay, concentrate way. And after that you can say, well, you can analyze, for example, upcoming weeks and say, look, if you want to go into gym, so the best way, if you'll go into gym Friday and Thursday, because you don't have lectures, but you need the time to prepare yourself for for the next week. So and I think so in this case, once you create this kind of application, it's mean, okay, you have like several thousand potential customers which will just download it because of this feature, and after that you will be able to just do additional features, and but you will be already in the business. So this is a very important point, to find how you can to leverage, how you can to increase, your customer database through integration of current solution, which help the customer to solve their problem, because the students, for example, they need to put and they need to remember all of this scheduling, which most of the time, can be changed, So if you, for example, to provide this kind of interface to some scheduling on the university, and you will be like a first point for updated scheduler of the program, so you have a lot of value which you can provide to your potential customers. But once you provide this to your potential customers, you after that can provide them and to suggest them additional features which they will use, because they already use your application, use your your mobile app. Okay?
Ну, я загалом так, я думав теж над цим. Я думав, можливо, розпочинати якби таке як просування додатку. Це можливо серед якраз таки університетів перше просування. Тобто, щоб ми могли зробити, щоб вони могли створювати розклад для студентів. От, і вже за допомогою цього розкладу передавати, наприклад, файли, як, наприклад, зараз в JTQ. Тобто ми можемо в JTQ можна передавати файли зразу викладачу. От. Тобто зробити щось, можливо, подібне, як на першу версію.
No,
І
but I think, you know, not try to go so widely. Try to be focused, for example, to analyze the data in calendar and to put and read the data to calendar of the user. So, for example, if you will be able to go to the university and get for them, you know, some kind of scheduling for the students, and you will have this data in your program, and you will be able, once you know, just go to your application and register in your application saying, I'm Igor Peer, okay, I'm in Vinnitza University, and I is a student of second year of computer science. So once you know, I put this information, you can find what is a scheduler for me, what are the programs, what are the courses, when, and what time, and you know, can put it to my calendar. It's a great. So only this, you know, only this feature already put you, like, you have a value, and with this you can just bring several thousands of the people inside. Now to think about this solution, okay, this feature, and you can go now to 10 universities and to close it with them. So maybe tomorrow you will have like 50K users in your application. So 50K users, when you know their scheduling, it's a lot of value. You will cost here, I think, something like $300K, just because you have 50K users in your application, because if you know their schedule, you know their free time. It means you can suggest them to go to the fitness, or to go to a restaurant, to go to the cinema. It means you can get affiliate. And you can do that in smart way. So actually the people which you know, they just in their profile, it's very important for me fitness. So you in the first place, you put to him the fitness. Inside you say, I like the cinema. So in the, you know, in the free time, we will suggest him to go to the cinema because they have some new cinema film. And in this case, it can be very useful. So I say, try to find how you can bring to aggregate the users to your application, okay, to your solution, but from different sources, providing you know some value, to providing something good. And once you will be able to do that, it's after that it's much more easier to you know to run it. But and find something, you know, narrow, not try to bring all of the features, you know, that you can think today about what features students can be used in communicate with the professors, go to the order the taxi, to just to calculate the route, because there are a lot of things that you can, you know, think about how to optimize the minimum set of features, okay, the minimum set of features which can bring you maximum database of users. So it's like to find the extremum, to find the extremum of the function. The minimum set, the maximum users. The minimum set, the maximum users. Because if this maximum set of features and, you know, minimum set of users is not interesting. Maximum set of features which will bring you maximum of users, it's too hard to do. Because it's like in Facebook today. If you analyze the Facebook, they have, you know, the huge number of features, but they're too big, and you will not be able to create it. But if you try, if you remember the Facebook in the early days, what they actually do, the first feature that they do, and with this they went to, you know, to the market, to the students, to just to compare two girls, better, which girls looks better, and this is the first feature which bring them which bring to them the customers, users, okay? Which after that they add more and more features, and step by step they start to grow. Okay, so try to find the minimum set of features of your application which can bring the maximum database of potential customers, potential users.
Понял. Ну, я зараз тоді зосереджуся вже на пошуку якихось афішок
Да,
подібних. Google календар.
так. Найди ці API-шки, і ви тоді подивись, яка з них дає найбільш cover for the customers, and this is the way.
Ага, понял.
Okay.
Дякую.
Good case. Yeah, we just, you know, we thanks for, you know, for this case, because I think once we analyze your cases, there are a lot of important points which actually our students hear about that. Okay, so let's, Sergey, take the notes and try with the guys. It's like homework, okay? So actually, to our next meeting, I will want to know, like, okay, we need to do the, you know, the list. First of all, the list of the startups which will continue to do their own idea, okay? So startup with the team members, it's the first one. Second one, 2 teams, or, you know, maybe 2 or 3, or maybe 1, you will see, who will want to take these educational tools and start to check how we can create some kind of study mentor assistant, smart study assistant, which AI-based functionality, which will be able to help the students, and this is now not for the school, it's only for the university, which will help the students to be like assistant in their, you know, study. Okay, with these assistants, it will be possible to communicate, to ask the question, to help, and this assistants will analyze whole course. For example, will provide the information about whole course of physics, and after that, it will be possible to communicate with them, asking for the help, and so on. So this is the second direction. And the third one, who will want to do with the businesses, as I said, until during this upcoming weeks, I with you, actually, we will analyze what kind of verticals, of the business verticals we will have, and maybe we will together with you, maybe we'll divide it, you know, to the groups, this vertical to the groups, and maybe I will help them create together some prompts, which I'll write down, which I'll provide to you, and actually between our next meeting, it will be possible to do this work already, and maybe to get for some verticals, you know, some questionnaire which we will analyze and we'll decide, okay, now we have like 3 or 4 groups, which each group will get this vertical, and we'll try to get to analyze it and get you know, to get some validation answers for them, and, you know, to start to schedule the meetings, to meet with them, and get feedback for, you know, for our reason to create some, you know, some solution for already evaluated problems need and approaches which they have. Okay, Seroj?
Так, да, я зрозумів, да. Так.
Okay, guys, do you have some questions? Because we're going to finish our meeting today.
Чи є в когось питання? Бо ми плануємо завершувати. Якщо нема, то Так, я попрошу, запис був, то я попрошу в запис.
Запис був, запис я скину. Ну, то
Да,
давайте будемо двигатися в цьому напрямку, тому що я вважаю, що це буде дуже добра робота, і яка дасть з одного боку feeling, okay, some practical, but from other sides, once we'll pass, this process, it will be really good instruments and tools which you will be able to use after that, for your project. Not only for that projects we are going to do now, but this experience will help you to use it in other projects as well. Okay.
Так, добре.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
Да,
So see you.
дякуємо вам. Да, до
Have a
побачення.
good evening and safety evening.
Вам також.
Bye bye.
До побачення.